Maybe that'll be better. So bad at this game. Oh, he left. He's like, this guy's too awful. Will not play. Why is my ping so high? Oh well. Just gonna watch the schedule for games, see if this server seeds at all. Intermediate teams are playing, I don't know who they are. Yes. Whoops. I didn't want to connect to whatever random server I clicked there. Download some old jump maps. I don't know what this map is. I guess you go blue. Oh, do I not have to skip over that? I just rocket jump. Oh, I'm terrible. Oh. Thanks, Defiance. I'm really good at this game. Is it? Turn the volume down. How about now? I turned it down a bit. Who cares what TF2 sounds like anyways? I guess it's hard to tell if I'm not making noise on either of them, so I'll just continue to talk. Seems better. Okay, that's good. So wall climb. Scoping. Yeah. Whoops. I feel like I should be able to just do this without pogoing. I hate pogo. I guess. Oh. Come on. That way and up. Oops. What? Oh. It's like a skip. No, it doesn't let you use the wall. It's a crouch tap or something. Am I supposed to like skip from up there? Am I supposed to just like stay away from the wall and jump off of it? I guess that's maybe not the right way to do it, but I did it that way. Fail. Oh, one of these ones. Too early. Uh-oh, I'm on the advanced course. Now I start missing everything. Whoops. Maybe I'll just like hold my mouse back. There we go. Oh, there we go. I'll get this time, I think. No, I won't. Maybe I use one more rocket. Or maybe I should just use less height. There we go. 17. What's the C-bar? Oh, I have to like shoot it when I get there. Whoops. Make it. Oh, maybe I just... maybe I'll use one more rocket. Maybe 5 rockets? I feel like that's too many, but... Hit. Oh, okay, I'll shotty it. 5 rockets and shotty. Maybe I just climb that thing? I'm trying to get up there, okay. Oops. Oh. Yeah. I get it. What? Okay. So I just like climb up there. Maybe one more rocket. Make it. I need to stay on that far wall longer. And maybe like get over there faster so I don't lose on my speed. Oops. Just gotta be less bad at this part. Excessive rockets, but I guess that's the end of that map. I'll see what else I have. Jump. That was jump beef. This one's probably too hard. I don't know what this one is. Maybe it's not that bad. Am I blue? Okay. Oh, what? My unlocks. Guess it doesn't matter. Okay. I can handle this. Oops. Bigger wall climb. Was that? I guess that. Oh, they're back! What the fuck? I climb up above that. Jump up. If I hit the wall with that one. It's advanced soldier right here. Can't hit the ground. Can't hit the wall. Can't do anything. Ah. Oh, and I didn't go far enough. Okay. Get out there. And I don't have any height. Oh, I made it. I don't feel like I deserve that. I bet you I'd jump off this roof or something. Far. Yeah. Skip jump looks like. Make it. Not even close. Need a better jump at the start. Maybe if I like, whoops. If I go off the back wall or something. No. I felt good about that one. Just shooting a rocket too late or something. Too late, yeah. Okay. wonder if I could just like make it crouch tab. No, not even close. Ah, almost. Just get a little bit further on the start, then I'll be fine. Ugh. Go. Go. Ah. As if that would work. Gonna hit that rocket correctly. Alright, whatever. Cheats, 1, no clip. Next jump. Nobody saw that. Oh, is it pogo? I hate that. Next jump. Oh, what the? Okay, this isn't getting like too hard for me. I don't think I can do this. Can I like shoot off those? No, I can't. Am I supposed to just like go my way through this or something? Like maybe off that one, the first one. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think I have enough rockets. Just do it like this. Go. Go. Too bad at jumping. Next jump. I think I've had enough of this map. Next map. Okay. I think this one's too hard, this little man one. But or 4 people. I'm gonna be blue. I hope it's like really easy at the start. Like that was really easy. To get up there.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Yo, I'm just
How's it going?
playing some jump maps and streaming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How many viewers you got, dude?
4. Damn.
Nice.
I had 10 people watch me play StarCraft earlier.
Oh, nice. You like Masters?
Yeah.
What's up, Seppi?
I can get all my viewers in this channel. I don't understand what just happened in this jump map. I thought I passed the jump, but now it looks like I'm back at the start. So I guess oh, maybe I did the waiting for players thing. That's what happened. I should have known better. I was actually gonna make the jump.
Oh, I played this map before. It's a mumble party.
Yeah, no.
Oh man.
Damn. All my favorite people.
I gotta mute the streams. Hear everyone 3 times. Twice.
Yeah, so we did that cast last night, and it inspired me to try more casting. So instead of trying it, we cast Bro versus Mixup on EXTV.
Cool.
Sephi says it's the one thing that I've ever gotten him into that he didn't regret.
Pretty much.
Damn, dude. I don't know if you can say that. You got Sigma in the league.
No. Well, I mean...
We decided that was Otter's fault.
Okay. I don't know if that's very fair.
I think I'm supposed to keep the speed here.
Yeah, casting would probably be pretty fun. I'd be terrible at it because I just call everyone bad.
That's exactly
It's
what
hard
I
to
said.
resist the urge.
That's exactly what I said. Especially if we're gonna be, it's a quantic match, man. That's what we're gonna wanna.
Oh my god, I could not stop talking about all the mistakes Tyrone will be making.
I know there's some clever way that people skim across the water in this, but I don't know what it is. Oh, I held jump. That did it.
Yeah, you just hold jump and you water skip.
Well, now I can actually pass this probably.
Yeah. Now you know how to navigate levels with water. Super sick, I don't know. If there's any level with water, then you can do that with. You could go play Freight in UGC. Go across that strip of water.
It's totally
be a big baller.
Surf a rocket and then just keep surfing through the water.
What's that map we were just DMing? The one that's gonna be what's it called?
Process.
Process. That has water, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's
I think it's too shallow.
I think so. You don't actually float on it.
Maybe you can super jump over it or something.
Yeah, you can super jump
the
over
jumps
it.
people could do.
It was, I don't know. I really am quite surprised that map was picked over Metalworks.
Well, I don't know. I think Process is a better map, but Metalworks has been around for so much longer.
I don't know if Process is a better map. It has a lot of problems.
I think that
the whole...
The 2 to 3 on Metalworks kind of sucks in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think Process
that's 2 to 3 in Process is worse. There's a whole part of the map that no one ever uses. Actually, there's 2 parts of the map in 2 to 3 that no one ever uses. No one ever goes through the sewers or the flanky area. I don't know if I think that's still there. Maybe I haven't played it in season or something.
Yeah, I think it is. I think I spawned in the sewer once on DM.
But the mid is actually pretty good. I like the mid.
Well, we plugged that in those new map things
Yeah.
process, and I didn't feel like it was completely awful. You know, most maps we
Yeah.
play, it's just like, wow, this is bad. But you know, it
It's
played
better
okay.
than most customs, that's for sure. I think second is definitely the weakest point, and everything else doesn't have many mistakes though.
Oh no, I have to like jump and like line up rockets now. This is not gonna go well. Make it. Oh! I screwed it up. Oh, you can? I can just go up? Okay. Maybe if I was less bad. I think I need a little bit more speed. Oh, come on.
No. Oh yeah. Did I pass a level? Now,
Gets
no
harder
longer.
now. Now I can't. Now I can't win anymore.
No, you can still. These ones aren't too hard.
Yeah, there's some like pretty cool ones coming up. I like the one where you have to. I love the ones where you have to shot eater things.
I like those ones. I hate anything where you have to pogo though. That just like kills my soul.
Yeah, I always like I never get past the pogo parts.
What? I'm gonna no clip just so I can see how to do this. I have to go over. There's a sentry.
Oh, yeah, you have to get boosted by the sentry.
That's kind of cool. Okay,
You just jump up the wall.
I screwed it up. It didn't shoot me. Yeah. Maybe I'll use the door again. I feel like this is a good idea. If I don't miss the door. Where am I going? Oh, there's water here. That's what I'm supposed to do. Just the water.
This is the one I like.
Do I have to like sink rockets onto that platform?
See the thing right in front of you? Yeah, I think you can just jump off that. I don't know if you need to actually do a double rocket, but then you have to shotgun the thing. You have to do a turnaround shotgun.
Okay, I think I need to get another rocket on it. And that's too early. I didn't make it. I think that's the right idea though. Going too much up. Oh. I can jump off the yellow walls too. Oh! No! It was so close. Maybe I'll do that. What? That's so far. Go look at it. Maybe I have to get higher and climb the orange walls or something. I can land on the platform with the arrow. Cade has got me like hooked up here. The mad knowledge.
Kids here. jump
You have
under.
the info, man.
Yeah. I just have to not. Maybe just use the wall. It's that way easier. Oh, that was extremely easy when doing it that way. Just like strafing.
Yeah, you're just following. I guess you can use rockets, but I don't think you need to. Or maybe you do, actually.
I should be able to get around that, I feel like. I got around that. I don't know what to land on, though. I don't know if I can land on those yellow things, or if I have to just get
No,
to the
you
door.
can't. Yeah, the door, the platform door.
What? How the heck do I get in there? Maybe...
I think you have to rocket off the second one.
Oh yeah, like that.
And like straight to it.
I don't think you need to rocket. Try jumping off the first thing so that you can get like a little bit more curve going.
Okay. I'm screwing it up. I don't know, I'm not even close. Maybe I'll jump and then rocket? I don't know.
Maybe rocket off that side yellow wall.
Oh, if I could do that. Oh, maybe... Oh, I can just like strafe down and then rocket off the... Yeah, like this. Maybe, if I hit the rocket right. I feel like I'm cheating. But whatever. At least I'm not SV cheating yet.
I guess I was thinking more of just strafing past the first platform and then rocketing to
Yeah,
the second
that
one.
might work better. I was trying to just like slow myself down so I could get like 3 rockets, but I'm just like screwing it up. I like surfed off the platform that time. I feel like I'm almost coming down too fast when I clear the first platform, maybe. Or maybe I just need to like rocket really horizontal to me, I don't know.
Maybe if you rocket like at the very beginning, like far back, and then use that extra speed.
Oh yeah, if I get it like flat enough. Like over here. There's probably like a video on YouTube of somebody doing this in one try and just like strafing through and being like, yeah, whatevs. Peace, guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, what's his face? a jumping dude. I don't remember his name, but I think he did a run of this.
Yeah. Should go look at it. Well, even if I see how he does it, I probably still won't be able to do it, so.
Try rocketing off the yellow wall in front of you. Like, rocket earlier and then straight to the platform.
That might work. If I get a good strafe, maybe it'll... My mouse hand is getting tired from doing all these 180s. Alright, I've got the solution. Uh-oh. Yeah, I missed it once with that. Wait, what? I can't walk.
Oh man, this one. I think
Use
you
the
like
door.
you jump to a thing and then like it teleports you up and then you have to do
Oh, maybe
a
I fall off.
falling stack.
Oh, I can go down there. With like, do I like? Oh, maybe I rocket jump and then use 2 rockets on that. If I do it right. No, that's wrong. I'm shooting them too late.
Yeah, I think you just you jump up off the bottom thing and then it teleports you to the beginning and you use that momentum to get up to the top of the big thing.
You mean like you go to the bottom and then you like do oh, like this? Huh.
Well, I think you want to do a stacked rocket jump up there.
Okay, I get you.
And then you may need to repeat that again to get enough momentum to get to the top.
Alright. I'll try to do it.
Because the place you want to get to is actually on top of that giant structure you see.
Okay, I got 2 together. And screwed it up. Cade's explaining it to me. Okay. I don't think this is gonna happen. Alright, whatever, I'm checking if there's any matches on.
Yeah, LG versus Make Senses, but I have a feeling that it's going to be a pretty quick roll.
Yeah, it makes sense. Is already up 2-0. We could do an IM match.
Do you think that's going to take that long for the quantic game to start? Because
DJC's team and that's so rando is playing.
Well, I mean, we can just do it, and I can leave the thing on auto refresh, and we can
Oh
switch.
yeah. Let's go to that Dead Hand gang versus That's So Rando.
Yeah. Right.
I put it in the stream chat. The problem is I don't know anything about any of these players. Other than the fact that DJC was complaining about Acula yesterday.
Yeah. This is first round, I think.
Right, it said live first half with no score.
And I guess we have like no viewers, so whatever. Let's just talk about it.
Well, that's the whole point anyway, to see, you know, how it would work with just the two of us casting.
Yeah, guess it's a practice run.
Yo, let me cast. I'll be the best.
Oh
You
man!
can just call people bad, like in between.
No, I will restrain myself. I'll only call the really bad people bad.
That's still everybody.
I know, but I'll drink a lot of alcohol, so it'll inhibit my like perception of people.
Alright, so they Ubered and like... Oh, now everybody on blue died.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good Uber from Red, yet they didn't lose anybody backing out, so
They
got a
just,
chance
yeah,
to
they just
re-push
got
there.
to re-go, and then that was that. Justin kills Kapow though, so that could save them the last, but they still have a big Uber disadvantage to deal with. Wonder if they're gonna opt for double
pulling out the pyro.
Double pyro.
Double pyro.
Somebody should have told them this is a strat to push last, not defend it. What are they doing?
They obviously
Actually, they're gonna
previous
push.
guess.
They forced the pop and back
That
up.
was a nice job. However, they do lose 2 people, so that was 1 more person than they needed to force that.
Oh wait, where'd their pyros go? They switched. That's disappointing. Yeah, I guess they lost just a little too much there. And they didn't have enough pyros. I think they would have been fine if they had those pyros. Just kidding.
Well, that may have been the case, but we will never know. So no real aggression on the mid-fight from either team, but Justin goes down pretty early without doing too much damage, so that left his team in a 6v5 that, what's this team's name? Rando did a good job taking advantage of that.
Yeah. That's kind of weird though, because one of the players is Rando. It's like Rando took advantage of it. Rando was dead.
Rando didn't do shit that mid.
So Memphis is on Spy. Spy, NG, and Heavy. No pyros. Much to my dismay.
This probably means that they won't be trying to take advantage of their Uber lead here, and they're content to just sit on last.
Yeah, that's probably good though, because Trekkie is like at choke. The cannot be any safer than that with your Uber. Although this would give, if what can I call this? Dead Hand Gang did push out here, they could like kill the roaming soldier because he was way ahead of his combo there. I mean, The window of time
Yeah,
is
I
gone
feel
now.
like if they push out of top there, then it's going to be hard for them to get forced if they play it right.
Yeah. I mean, Technosex is clearly just hiding to get a pop, but if they were careful, they would have just killed him. But now they're one down because their spy died. So I expect the push just to come in, and there's the Ubers. Should kill that gun, I think. But they're going to have to back up because this is gullywash last we're talking about.
The control point is being captured.
Actually, I wonder if Trekky's going to get out here because everybody died and he was still up needling. It looks like there's no pressure on him because they're too busy dealing with Technosex, but this should be a Blues opportunity to take their 2 back.
They should be able to repush this. There isn't too much threat of a back cap. The scout got out with the medic.
And they even have a heavy staying on last just to be safe, which is alright in that situation, I think, because they didn't actually see that scout. Normally I like having everybody go off last, but you know, a 5v2 versus a 6v2 is not a big deal, but if that scout was hiding, then the heavy would have taken care of business.
Yeah, they knew that they had enough people and enough time to cap that point without the heavy, so good choice leaving him there.
Yeah. Now both teams with Uber. We'll see if maybe there's some aggression. They have the demo moved up way up on choke, so maybe they're trying to... I was thinking they might try to spam to lead in, but he's just setting a trap. So I guess they're just waiting.
They know the opposing team's demo is on flank, so I feel like they should be peeking choke aggressively with their own demo men, knowing that there's no opposing demo men there.
Yeah, although choke on this map is kind of brutal. Like, it's very easy for the defending Uber. They're going to switch back now since they have definitely confirmed that the demo's there, but actually they're kind of just walking back and forth. Now they get to go through where there's no demo, so that's good for them.
Trekkie ate a lot of spam, and he's forced to pop.
Yeah, Ben pops soon after, so, and splits once, so their Uber's not too bad, but I think, yeah, demo goes down, trades for the pocket, but Scout's dropping in on the combo. Yeah, I guess the Uber was just not quite good enough there, because the demo got so much damage on the pocket right as it ended. And then the Scouts killed everything, never mind.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where no team really has a clear advantage, and just comes down to a DM fight, and Rando just won that one.
Yeah. So now even Ubers, I hope they do something. Oh, the critzing. Okay, that's cool. I like that a lot, actually.
That was a good choice. Both medics went down, so they knew they would have crits ahead. And crits is very nice for attacking this last, so good choice by Trekkie there.
Oh man, on the stream, I'm just like clicking around. I'm not even really watching. I was gonna make the point, crits coming from this area that I'm looking at right now, this right side from the defender's perspective, is really good, because the demo can shoot from here and see how many people he can see. Like 4 people in this area. And actually, yeah, exactly what they're gonna do. The crits comes in, hits the heavy.
They waited too long.
Yeah,
they waited too long. They had it ahead, and they didn't hit that right timing. And
but the thing is, they got 2 kills off of it, 3 kills.
Yeah, they should still be a successful push.
Yeah, I mean it could have been smoother, but like crits is amazing on this point because there's no way that Uber could have got on them, and they killed one scout with the crits, and then another scout I think tried to dive the medic or something like that, and just got picked off by Rando. And
but even if it fails,
yeah,
if they don't get anything, they can just back out, keep the medic up, and then re-go.
Yeah, they would have the same crits
time.
advantage that they missed the first time. I mean, crits on this last is really good. Crits in general on many lasts is pretty good, but for Gully, I really, really like it.
So it's the same sort of mid, not too much aggression from either side, so it's really down to whose demoman's putting out more damage.
Yeah, I guess this mid, it's AC. Dave, what? Not Dave AC. Acula. There. And already S going ending.
They know where Techno is. He's just sticking up around where the medic is, expecting him to jump, but he doesn't have enough health, and he's sitting down by drop down with 9 health and no way to get up.
Those are the kind of situations where a kill bind is kind of useful, because now he just has a long respawn.
Die and respawn faster instead of and Loronix here goes down. I guess he was looking to try to force Blue's Uber somehow,
Well,
which,
he was sniper, so
they need
I
to.
guess he was going for the pick.
Oh, he was sniper, I didn't see that.
But yeah, see, if Technosex had spawned like 2 seconds earlier, he would have had a buff, but he doesn't have a buff, so that's actually a big deal. I don't know if it would have mattered, but they lose.
Yeah, Trekkie made a nice attempt. He just sort of ran out into the open, tried to bait shots on him, leaving his fragging classes open to try to secure a kill. That was their only chance to survive that push.
But I mean, they were already had no Uber and they were 2 down, so that's pretty much the result you expect. I wonder if they can pull another round out here, or another mid from.
Here's some good aggression. They force Big AC back into his own choke, but they didn't get much else. And the lack of that pressure on the point, focusing on the demo instead of on the point, allowed the rest of Dead Hand Gang to clean up.
Yeah, Rando did manage to, once he was unleashed from the dead Trekkie, he got over and took out Ben, but the point goes to blue side anyways, and Memphis is actually already in position above 2. Trekkie switched to crits. Let me find the other. They both switched to crits. This is like my favorite thing in TF2.
Well, did Trekkie know that Ben was dead when he originally switched, or was he just...
I think so. I think both medics were on respawn, well, by the time the second one died. Actually, Trekkie's team gonna opt to push before crits here.
They already somehow took position before having crits.
I'm not really sure what the heck Blue is doing.
I don't know why they gave up that position, because they had switched to their own crits, so they were looking to take it in aggressively, yet they allowed... Maybe they were trying to bait the other team in?
I'm not sure, but anyways, they gave up the entire mid before the crits exchange. Crits exchange kind of going even with crits killing people getting critted.
But because of them giving up the position, it's...
yeah, it's their disadvantage.
They lost
I mean,
the point.
It looks like they're winning this fight right now, but the spawns are coming in hot from... Never mind, they're backing up. I would have man-moded. I mean, I know there's 6 up now, but there's only like 2 or 3... I think 3 people on that point. Now there's 5, but... I think the demo 2 scouts could have just gone in.
I think it was the right call to just back up. They're just looking for another exchange of crits here.
Maybe. I would have at least spammed it, I don't know. In any case, even crits, so see how this gets taken. Blue coming in from choke, pops the crits early. I always like to see that. Technosex going down.
It's the opposite situation. Red did not hold that choke at all and let them come in for free.
I'm not sure if I understand that. Like, I feel like against a crits, being really close to it is the best thing you can do, because that first shot's going to go on the demo, so you have a few seconds to juggle him. Or, like, you know, have spam on the choke or sticky trap. Like, it's so much easier to block a crits.
Right. They weren't behind at all. They were pretty even there, so I understand why they just gave up all that ground for free.
Yeah, Leronix runs in and tries to be a hero, but that is not going to happen today. Trekkie switches to Uber, but now there's a really big crits advantage for Blue. So I expect them just to crit the demo in. I don't think a heavy is a good idea here. I think a pyro is a lot better, because the heavy is just going to eat 2 crit stickies and die. They get a pyro as well. So they're just going to, maybe if they get some lucky reflex, they can hold this, but I think there's already a scout in water, and the crits is going to be coming in.
Justin goes down prior to the push. That's not helping there.
Yeah, although I will note that he went down on stickies, so he cleared the trap. They have that going for them, and that really opens the door for Chris to come in and do what it's doing right now.
A very successful crits. He hit all of his stickies there, and if you hit your stickies with crits, you're going to have a successful push.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure about the decision for Kapow to be DMing a scout underneath the point. I mean, I know he got the kill, but I feel like stickies on the right side where you know the crits is going to come from would have served them a lot better there than that 1 kill onto Justin. Or like let the roamer do it or something, I don't know.
If you know you're at a crits disadvantage, instead of trying to hide and dodge the stickies, which you won't, you need to be aggressive on the crits and try to jump on it as soon as it comes out and try to take them down.
Yeah, basically gambling on somebody like the demo missing all his shots for 8 seconds. Not the best gamble. Looks like Ben's staying on crits here. Trekkie's on Uber. If
They need to find him immediately.
Yeah, he's way back in lobby though with his demo. I'm not sure if they know that it's crits. They're actually coming out just before Uber here, but he gets it just in time. That was really close. So
Ben is doing a nice job baiting shots for his team, but
unfortunately, it's
not
it's an Uber versus nothing, and you know that's that. Trekkie actually in a lot of trouble here. Wow, barely lives, just taking a little bit too little splash to go down there. But you know he's alive. Scouts are stealing his health packs. It's cool. It's cool. And that'll be a mid for Rando's team.
That's definitely the downside of running crits at mid, is that it can be bad if you win mid and the opposing medic gets out.
Yeah. It almost would have been better there to hold for like a longer time. I mean, I know they were trying to get on the medic, but there's a lot down from Rando's team, so I wouldn't have minded seeing them like wait and then crits like kind of as a surprise.
Definitely. If you crits them at long range, they have to pop that Uber, and then if you're in a position where you can get out, then you can re-push again once you actually have an advantage.
Yeah, but instead they got their medic committed, and although, as you said, he did do a good job baiting shots, it's just not enough against a full charge.
Well, not just their medic, they had their entire team committed, which, you know, scouts don't really need to be there with the demo man while he's critzing.
Yeah. It's a nice shot from Justin, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save this point. Switching back to scout, and yeah, he doesn't even get out in time, so basically just rolling the Uber advantage from that failed crits into 2, so the crits on mid kind of throws the round there.
And that's always painful to win a mid like that and then be at a disadvantage still, Uber-wise, because you have crits and they have Uber.
Yeah. Quantic versus Mixup still in warm-up, and this is already going to second half, so I'm glad we jumped into this one.
Yeah, that's an invite match, so it's not going to start for a while. Because the better you are, the longer you have to take getting into the server.
It's true.
That's why AG was always on time.
Yeah. That's why we lost a lot of games too, apparently. Gotta scrim that extra half hour before the server closes.
I think I said it wrong though, because I think we had something like 6 or 7 wins, not 4.
Some of them were forfeits though.
Yeah, because we definitely beat AI and Spacebots twice in that second season.
I don't know if
and then
they
I
count.
believe that doesn't count as a win. It's almost as bad as a forfeit. One of them was a 6v5, and then we had 1 gravel pit win the second season and 2 gravel pit wins the first season. Anyway, not much better than 4, but you know, gotta take what you can.
Yeah, man. All right, so Justin kills S, and Kapow just playing passive and putting out the damage. He still has his buff, so I think the lack of aggression from Ben's team kind of. Well, I was gonna say he's giving it away, but then the roamer jumped in and killed 2 people. So I'm just, you know, saying random words.
No, I think you'd have to give the credit there to Acula, because when it comes to that sort of situation, it's really a lot about how much damage each team's demo man is doing, because nobody else was getting too aggressive.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see the contrast between this and Mix-Up versus that team they played yesterday.
Right.
Who were they?
Bro.
Right. Okay, there you go.
And let's see how quick Jammin can be in taking in this Uber. Can Blue delay long enough? Did they get a pick here?
Yeah, they kill the roamer. Look, wait, maybe that's actually 2 kills. That'll stop the push, I think. So, Jammin getting a little overextended, trying to.
If they know that they don't have Uber, they can punish them hard here, but they don't. Instead they back out against a team that was taking a lot of damage, and there's a back cap attempt going on that gets thwarted by Technosec.
Yeah, but poor execution on that last push with the soldier and scout getting ahead of the combo there. I mean, you have the Uber. That's the advantage you need to use. You don't need to go DMing their combo with a scout at that point. So that lets Rando's team take back 2, or, you know, take back 2 once this pause is done.
I like the aggression pushing out once they got those 2 picks, yet they were running into a team with Uber when they didn't quite have it yet. It could have gone quite wrong for them, but
It is
Fortunately,
dangerous,
it
but I
didn't.
kind of feel the medic was like he was moving forward, but he was still far enough back, considering that he had a pyro in front of him, that he definitely would have got the Uber, even if they had gotten pushed on. And now, I guess that cap wasn't as far as long as I thought, because it was paused and it kept going, so...
Right, they got a little overextended trying to cap that.
But it's okay, because they didn't really lose, you know, anything doing that.
Right, they'll still be okay for last, and in fact they have a slight advantage here.
Yeah. It's not one that they should know about, though, because I think it was just a result of Ben not healing for a while, so if they push on this, they're absolutely mad.
Yeah, but I don't think they will, especially because, you know, their medic could be all the way back at choked for as far as they know.
Yeah. I mean, at most you could go looking for something with the Uber, and if you get a frag, you could keep going. But like I said, I don't
Right,
think
I
they
like
should
that.
know that Ben. I don't think they should know about this advantage because I don't think it was caused by like a death or anything like that. So
If I think I have an advantage in that situation, I peek up a little bit into lobby to see if, you know, I can catch their medic being out
Yeah.
of position.
yeah, it's,
But, you
it's
know,
a
as
good
soon as
play
you don't see that, you just go back and sit at last.
because I mean you're a pocket with 300 health. Like you're not gonna die if you peek. So whatever. Uber's exchanged. 2 people go down on each side, but blast spawns are ridiculous. So I wouldn't expect this push to work, but they're gonna dive it anyways. Maybe in it. I don't know why they went in again, but I guess they got a few kills when they did it. I mean, they didn't really focus
That's
anything.
bad. That's really bad.
Wait,
by
why
Ben
did
to
Ben
commit
die? What
there.
the? Why? I thought they just dove people while he backed up, but
I can't understand why they did that. They were at worst even again for their next push, and yet they tried to commit to a 3v3, and that did not work, and it backfired massively.
yeah. Maybe I didn't see everything that was going on there, but I thought they were diving people ahead of their medic, and then Ben like came in as well after people were dead. That was, I don't know. I don't
Maybe they could have
understand.
tried to suicide the opposing team's medic with Ben getting out to try to secure an advantage. You know, maybe that would have been
That's what I
more
thought the play
defensible,
was, yeah. But anyways, here comes blue onto mid. They get the Uber popped, which is as much as red could hope for. Now, I mean, they're not going to get any kills with this, I don't think. Yeah, Justin manages to pick up S on the flank. They're actually going to bomb in on the medic here.
Nice
Big
job,
aggression
but,
gets it, but
I think they lost too many people, and they haven't capped mid yet.
yeah, like in 10 seconds, there's going to be people coming out of forward spawn, and they're outnumbered as is. So if Trekkie gets out of here, that'll be good for him. But there's a soldier on this point, so and a back cap. The soldier, like 2 ships passing in the
The
night.
spawns should be able to get to that back cap. Oh, never mind. They're recapping their own point.
Wait, no, that was a red back cap.
Oh,
not the-
sorry, I'm looking at the wrong point.
Yeah. That was just like I said, I didn't think they were going to get any frags off that Uber because I didn't think it was wise for them to continue. And I mean, sure, they killed the medic, but what good did that do them?
Yeah, I thought it was only going to be Rando, you know, staying after that Uber, which probably would have been a good play. He had a good chance on getting on that medic while the rest of his team capped. Yet they bombed everybody in to kill that medic, and they didn't actually keep anyone up to use that medic advantage.
Yeah, here comes the push again from Rando's team. Trekkie has to pop on the choke to spam, and Ben actually has it, so they didn't quite have as much of an Uber as they thought, and I'm not sure. Trekkie barely manages to slip out of it, but now it's just a DM fight, basically, is what they've managed to boil it down to. Ben gets
I
killed,
really
but
did not like Rando's team coming back in on that. They had absolutely no reason to continue to press that when their Uber did absolutely nothing.
yeah, they like undoubtedly had the inferior Uber. It looked okay for them while they were jumping in, but I mean, it was a flip of the coin. They either, you know, won that DM fight, which was definitely not any advantage that they held going into it, and won, or they lost like they did, and now they've wiped. The only thing they have going for them is Ben did just spawn, so they have time to build an Uber to last. I'm going to check if this is crits. It's not.
But they had a terrible position. They had to go back in through the chokes after that Uber
Yeah.
to even get on them. So there was absolutely no reason to do that, to come in from a position of disadvantage when you don't have an advantage.
Very true. Okay, Quantic versus Mixup is live. Do you want to switch or do you want to finish this?
This is pretty exciting. Want to just finish it?
Yeah, let's finish it. We can like get a second half of that match or something like that.
So Jammin has a slight Uber advantage, but I don't think that they know.
Yeah. Well, they could have called this one, but it was only like 15% off the spawn, so a little bit of a milk from Trekkie, just gets a bit of a longer Uber here. And if Jammin commits to this after that Uber, then we'll know that they're absolutely crazy.
And
they
I
are.
think they did. I'm surprised that AC didn't go down there with a scout in his face, but he had no business.
He's gonna die.
Sticky up the point.
He's not gonna get out. There he goes.
Good job by them punishing that bad position by Acula.
So yeah, like I mean that was. Wait, no, the other team did it. They both just did the same thing. They had a terrible Uber and then they overcommitted, like way too many people on the point.
Well, it theoretically could have been a good position for Acula if he had some support, like say from the roamer, but the roamer came in on that Uber for no reason at all. And then Acula tried to peek that left side by himself to get some pressure on point.
And there's the big
Trekkie
sticky
drops.
trap. Yeah, trapped. I'm not sure what they were expecting though. It was pretty clear to me that the demo was gonna be there. I mean, they were just working their way through pipe spam, so.
Well, they were pushing without having fully capped the point, which means they knew they had an advantage, and they saw the enemy combo there, so why not just pop?
It's a good question. We may never know the answer. Alright, so Laronix manages to pick up Acula.
And they're going to try to delay for this back cap, so there's going to be two different fights going on here. They stop the back cap, but they send back several people for that.
And actually, the Uber looks like it got popped somehow at choke. I didn't see what happened to cause that, but
well, they probably had a numbers advantage in mid because they sent back two people for that one back capper. But Blue's combo just was way out of position, got caught out when they didn't have Uber, and Jammin did. So it was a nice idea drawing people back and then trying to outnumber the mid, but they didn't have Uber, and the opposing team did.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually thought the pop was kind of weak, but I mean, they got onto the enemy combo anyways with a nice long rocket jump coming into the midpoint, so it worked out. I mean, they killed the medic, they killed the combo, and now they're setting up for a push onto last.
Again, with a slight advantage that probably they don't know is there.
Yeah, I guess they're just suiciding the medic there, but they don't get anything. Heavy was spun up, so.
Yeah, I don't think they should go down two people. I think the roamer's just enough for a suicide. And
yeah.
They can get punished here. They get forced in a 5v4.
And they actually are kind of committed here. I don't think Ben can make it out of this.
They managed to get a kill during that Uber, which they really shouldn't have been able to.
The control point is being contested.
Yeah, Ben actually somehow surfed
some nice DM
side
from
to
Acula.
side.
He cleans up three people trying to defend the point. He comes up from behind, stickies himself into the point, and they're forced to run to the stickies to stop that capture.
Yeah, so I guess well played, but I don't feel like they should have got that cap there, considering how their Uber was forced.
Yeah, I agree with that. They got forced 5v4 in an even Uber situation.
Technosex getting the big kills onto Demo and Soldier right away. Acula actually never made it out of the choke that mid.
Yeah, good job by Ben to get out though, so he'll keep his team's hopes of defending 2 alive.
Yeah. They have to rush to it though. I mean, they're all the way back. I think this cap is going to go down before they even get there. They can spam it, but I mean, they're not going to get the Uber fast enough to catch Blue in any kind of transition, I don't think. So we're just going to see Blue wait for their charge, hopefully outside. Yeah,
that was a nice job by Rando to just cap too quickly, knowing that they didn't have their medic there yet, but that Jammin had no fragging classes to contest them.
Yeah, they just took advantage of like the little time window they had. I mean, if they had waited even 5 seconds there, I don't think they could have capped that. I think the combo would have been there and it would have been a different hold entirely. But now they just get to build their Uber up, and we'll see how they opt to take this push.
Yeah, I also really like that position by Trekkie, knowing that he's at a disadvantage and just staying as far back as humanly possible without, just completely being out of 2.
Yeah. I don't mind being like up top here or something like that when you don't have charge, because you kind of bait them into pushing into you, and as long as you're this far back, then it's pretty easy to still get away. But you know, nothing wrong with playing it completely safe. It looks like they went for a suicide with their roamer. Maybe we'll pull out an off class here, because I don't think it's possible for a suicide to work against a pyro and a heavy, but no, he stays on soldiers, so we'll see if they opt to push, or if they're just gonna suicide in their way to an advantage.
In this situation, they may be better served suiciding Loronics to switch to sniper, because he has been known to be a pretty good sniper.
Yeah, they could have sent him back to spawn on that on Technosex's spawn though, and switched then. I mean, that would have worked too. But
they could have also went with the double pyro.
It's true. Here's Technosex with another bomb coming in. He doesn't get a rocket on the medic. Got close to a single rocket on the medic, so you know it's not quite there. But there's really nothing that Red can do to punish this. I mean, especially considering their classes, they can't push with these classes. So. And it's really hard to push off a roamer
very good
kill.
patience by Rando to be willing to try this. Technosex, they've had enough. He comes up as heavy. They want to actually try a push that they commit to, at least if the Ubers don't go awful.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how they approach this. I mean, I think they need to spam something, at least to have a little bit of a health advantage before they go. They need to make sure to have good buffs on their team before they go, otherwise it's not going to work. But hopefully what we see is they just like enter with the pocket and then retreat back to the heavy and try to re-push if they get a good Uber. But they're actually going to submarine the heavy, so never mind what I just said. I hate doing this, for the record.
Yeah, I feel like the rest of the team won't be able to get in because, you know, the Uber is going to contest the Uber, and then they don't have any Uber to come in versus these stickies that Acula has.
I mean, they have an Ubered heavy on point, that's great, but there's also another Ubered heavy on point who's going to win this fight.
Who will be Ubered slightly longer, and that's more than enough time. But they get several kills there. How did that happen?
Actually, they were distracted too much by the heavy medic behind point, and nobody paid attention to Kapow just tossing sticks from lower main, I believe, and then just killed them, so...
that's a very common mistake. You know, if you have your Uber heavy that's going to be Uber slightly longer, there's no reason for you to also be looking at the enemy heavy. And instead, you should be using your defensive chokes to prevent the enemy team from coming in.
Yeah, I mean, the heavy certainly should have stayed on, like, close to the heavy, but there's no reason for nobody to be spamming bottom mid during the remainder of that Uber.
And Rando's soldiers get pretty offensive, but the other soldiers clean them up quite well without taking too much damage, and that wins them this mid.
Yeah, both medics managing to stay up. Kapow's up as well, so they're going to be able to sticky their way off of two. They back up a fair bit. I guess they're going to opt for a hold from up top. That's not a bad decision considering they're still waiting for their scouts to spawn. But never mind, they're actually just walking back out to yard.
I feel like that playing that in between is going to cost them. Either you need to be up on the choke, or you need to be up top. Either way, you know, you can force them in a position that they don't want to be forced.
Rando takes a strong Uber though. He killed a soldier and a scout with the tail end of it, and meanwhile, Ironic's picking up 2 or 3 kills from the flank, wins them the point. So. Yeah, I kind of felt odd about how they were moving up with that Uber there, but they had such a great exchange on choke because they got their Uber past the enemy medic, and then there's no flashes for the roamer and demo, and it's just too much damage coming out from the pocket soldier at that range.
So good job by them using that choke to prevent the enemy team from coming in. On the other hand, they shouldn't have been there in the first place. You know, without knowing how well their Uber exchange went, the rest of the team should not have committed and been in a position to die to the enemy Uber.
Yeah. Now we have the full Uber coming in against nothing. They pop in early, so no sniper shenanigans gonna do anything here. And it's a pretty good Uber, so I think they can just commit to this, but, you know, Gully, kind of ridiculous. They're not winning this fight.
I really like that they didn't just retreat into spawn, because the easiest way to lose this is if you retreat into spawn against the enemy Uber, and then, you know, just one scout gets on the point, you can't do anything about it. But they scattered, and some people went behind the point, some people just jumped away, and they were able to prevent them from getting on point.
Yeah, so nice job from Jammin there. And another pick on Kapow, that's actually going to lead them potentially into a push on last. I mean, no demo, what's going to force their pop as they come in through choke here? Maybe a roaming soldier or
The
something,
threat of
but
Loronic Sniper, maybe?
is he on it? Yeah, he is actually, and that does force the pop along with a bunch of damage on the pocket, but that's okay. I mean, they're going to take this 4, assuming they get on it. Yeah, there's the scouts now. So they take 4, and they can basically, at this point, just sit back and wait for another charge to push last. Bomb
Instead,
comes in.
they're suiciding 2 people, and I don't like this at all because they had a very large Uber advantage.
Yeah, I mean, what was
And
the
now
point?
they can't capitalize on that because they have several people down. And actually, the people being down may allow the other team to pop their Uber without having.
And that's exactly
so much
what's going to
defense.
happen, actually. They go in aggressive, but meanwhile, Ben gets caught out by S while his team's trying to aggress onto Trekkie, so he dies along
Yeah, that
with
was
everybody.
a very good job by Rando. They suicided too many people onto that medic, so the scouts from Rando could just fearlessly run into the enemy team looking for that medic, knowing that he didn't have much protection.
Yeah, the play there for Jammin should have been to keep the pocket and medic really tight while the roamer and demo scouts took a look at the enemy medic, but definitely, you know, don't want to bomb the demo in there because that's too many people to go down. But now it's just swinging back. It's kind of just one error from each team is getting traded off in turn, and a lot of points are swinging as a result.
Yeah, they're taking small advantages and they're acting like they're big advantages, and they're overcommitting to trying to cap or make a play, and instead it gets swung around the other way because of that.
Justin has a shot onto the medic, but he doesn't manage to connect it, and Acula going down, I would expect the Uber to come into last right now. It gets forced by the Pyro Reflect, but I mean, that's okay for Blue.
Nice job by the Pyro. He kept them out long enough for... Oh, but Ben doesn't manage to get his Uber up. He was 95%, but he wasn't protected from the water. And he gets dropped just before he can get that up.
Yes. So, pretty much there you have it. I mean, I thought it was a good push from Rando there. They, I mean, they had the big advantage. They had the demo kills, so they had that going in. The Pyro managed to do a lot of damage to Rando, and he actually dropped during the Uber because they got separated, but S coming up from behind and killing Ben just before the Uber was enough to seal it. So let's move on to the other match.
I was going to say nice job by the Pyro buying them enough time to get the Uber up, but then they failed to protect their medic at 95%.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about his decision to get on point there versus playing it in spawn. I kind of like to play it in spawn when you're that close because you can guarantee that you live for it. Although it is a tough call because, you know, if you opt to play it in spawn, it only takes a couple seconds to cap the point. So if you're a little bit too far behind, that might be the decision that loses you the round.
And Defiance already has the info up in chat.
This guy. I would make him a moderator on my channel, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be a channel with 6 people in it and 5 of them are moderators.
Yeah. We lost... No. Come back, viewers. We had like 10. Now we have 6.
We're casting that bad?
Apparently. Well,
Okay,
anyways.
so we're thrown in the middle of this game with no idea what's going on. Apparently this is a mid-fight?
No, somebody has a cap. This is a repush. Or maybe the end of a mid-fight? I don't know, but Quantic lost it in any case. And the score right now, Quantic's up 3-2 into the second half.
And Quantic seems to have committed too far to a push that wasn't going to work. And they end up losing Shade trying to back out. So if Mixup can get this point here, they will have a nice Uber advantage.
Yeah, it seemed that Shrew was separated from people for a while, and here's the cleanup actually coming from Clockwork, running into the enemy demo, along with, is that Dave? Yeah, that's Dave. Clockwork goes down to Smacka, but, you know, nice play from him just pushing them off of 2 here. Now they have to push 2 rather than pushing last.
I really don't understand what happened there. Mix-Up killed Shade and somebody else retreating from that mid-fight. And they were all together in yard capping, and then nobody capped, and people scattered for what seemed like no good reason.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where Shrew ended up. He ended up alone somehow. I'm not sure if there's like some sort of DM that happened or something, but
it may have just been a miscommunication where Shrew and his Pocket were looking for each other.
it's possible.
And
In
they
any
went to the wrong
case,
place.
here comes the Uber into last year. Tons of damage onto the heavy. That kills him. Shade
But
really
Vanny
close
takes
to
down
it.
2 people trying to get in behind that.
Wow, so
Quantic saved again by Vanny's magical sticky traps.
yeah, that's kind of, I don't know about following the Uber directly. I mean,
Well, I think either if you have like a lot of people taking the flash when you have the Uber advantage, that can be good.
yeah, because they did have the full advantage. They could have just gone together with like both soldiers on that. Maybe, you know,
But,
that would have worked, but
you need to actually flash them and not have them die.
yes, that is a key part of that strategy.
I feel like they needed more people because Platinum had to spend everything he had taking down just that heavy, and then he had nothing loaded, and Shrew had nobody to switch to. Instead, other people are in, but not close enough to him to get flashed.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a multi would have been the way to go on that push. Now Quantic taking their advantage through. Shrew manages to get the Uber by kiting away. So I'm not sure if this push...
Platinum does a nice job, but Shrew needs to pop anyways.
Yeah, Smacka actually
Kept
goes
Tyrone
down there,
away.
so we might see a Oh, Tyrone just got digested. But we might see a repush off the Demo Man advantage if... never mind, Banny gets killed, so... It's actually 3v3 here. Shade walks into the health pack with full health and gets 2-shot by a scout. That was a treat, I guess. And
Enigma just cleaning up everything. That was really nice by him.
I have no idea why Shade decided to walk in.
And then Shrew goes too far ahead of his protection for no reason. You know, Enigma, you can just leave him to fight that 1v1 and go fight a heavy class. Go find one of your own heavy classes to protect you. Instead, he stays with Enigma, and Enigma doesn't kill the scout in time.
Yeah, this does give Shade the opportunity to switch to crits, but he hasn't managed to connect to anyone yet. So Shrew getting some critical Uber, but now he's alone too. So never mind whatever I'm saying. Looks like Mixup just trying to force the issue onto mid here, but I feel that even if they cap this, there's too many spawns from Quantic. I don't know. I mean, Smacka won't be here for a while, and Banny's already up on the point, so I think they're just gonna lose the point right away again.
I think Quantic played that really nicely. You know, they had really no reason to try to force it into a DM fight, yet they had the numbers advantage to just sit back and spam them, say, all right, you can cap it, but we're going to get you low enough so that we can just take it back immediately with no loss to us.
Yeah. Now the crits is up. They're waiting for a little bit, which makes me a bit nervous.
That completely destroys their crits. What was that pop? What forced them?
They tried to like shoot the people that were already dead at choke or something, but I don't know why they waited on flank. Like
they sort of ran backwards and popped back inside mid instead of moving forward with that.
Okay, so meanwhile Shrew pops with no damage on any of his team. I think there was just the threat of Sizer there. He was afraid of a 2-shot or something, but
maybe somebody just yelled crits without actually saying, well, they're still in mid.
Yeah, that's possible because it was like 6 seconds after the crits was popped that he popped. So perhaps they just didn't know. He didn't
really
know
nice position by Relic there. He gets out a ton of damage on the entire Quantic team, attempting to push that choke without having their crits yet.
Yes, and here's Shade at 96% crits. You're not going to get it, buddy. You're going down, so ouch.
So Quantic, for seemingly no reason, having a crits advantage versus Uber, elects to push through choke, and Relic's just above there raining down rockets on their entire team.
Yeah, so some interesting decisions going on, I guess. Now we'll see how Quantic opts to hold against this.
Somebody needs to force Shrew here.
Maybe.
There's Dave AC, but he's not actually going in.
Clockwork's just gonna make him drop.
Clockwork's just gonna,
I guess they were just waiting for the scout to be in position, I suppose. So nice play from Quantic there. I'm not sure if I agree with them committing to this fight, but I guess it's gonna work out for them. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, I guess it will.
Given the way the game's been going, Quantic's going to try to get position on mid and get overrun by the spawns.
It's possible. This is regular Uber now, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So, finally slowing it down for once and not just saying, go, 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 when we got them dead.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to opt to take this Uber in from the flank side. Yeah. Yeah, here comes Tyrone taking the Uber into mid.
The pop with no damage taken at all. They could have waited. There was no reason to pop there. They did a nice job forcing mix-up away from their position without popping, and yet they pop, and then they still lose Tyrone.
Yeah,
I don't understand what exactly
they actually had
Shade
the Uber,
was doing there.
They had the Uber on Tyrone right up until the point that he started taking damage, and then there was no more flashes for him. So I was watching his perspective.
Nobody needed a flash. Mix-up wasn't even in there. I really don't know why Tyrone did not have the Uber on him at that time.
Yeah, I don't know. I was watching his perspective, and he seemed intent on taking it into choke. So just a bit of a miscue, I guess. I mean, Shade only started playing with them again recently, so. I mean, it's a bit of a mistake, but it cost them
He needed to go into them because they popped so early. Mix-up was not even there to pop into, so he needed to try to, make something happen with that Uber, and yet the Uber wasn't on him despite nobody else needing flashes. So that was just one sort of massive miscommunication by that combo.
Yeah. Here we're going into another mid-fight. Clockwork gets a couple kills, which should do well for them, but Smacka laying out the pipes, not quite enough damage. It looks like Shrew's safe and away. Quantic should be able to take 2 off of this. Banny with a soldier actually chasing through to last, but Shrew's more than safe.
Everybody seems to like to do this for some reason. We've seen a lot of massive overcommittals into last, trying to pick off a medic, and Quantic not even capping 2. I don't understand.
I don't know why I don't know why they continued after Shrew was already in spawn. I mean, at that point they still could have said, okay, he's gone, let's back up. But they said, okay, maybe he'll come out alone before his spawns and we can kill him. I'm not sure what the thought process was there. But now they're going to lose mid, they're going to lose 2 most likely. I think they'll be able to get the Uber out on 2, but that's, the best they can hope for here after dropping their own medic in an attempt to greedily kill the other one.
How did they force Shrew with nobody anywhere near him? That was quite poor by him to eat that much damage from that range.
Well, you know those Banny pipes. Banny does get picked off, even though the Uber was forced, Banny does get picked off, along with a couple other members from Quantic, so that's going to be good enough for Mixup to take the ground here. Bit of a questionable Uber, but I mean, it works out when Platinum just gets right onto Banny's face.
Do you think that Shrew is probably a little bit trigger happy with these Ubers after the game he had yesterday where he dropped 3? Does that affect you as a medic when you drop some? You start popping the rest earlier?
Well, I'm not sure about 3. I've dropped 4 in a match, and that definitely affected me. So maybe people's thresholds are different, but yes, yes it does. Tyrone getting the Uber here manages to pick up Smacka, so they're playing the little advantage they had. They get a ton of kills, but they need to get cap time like right now, or the Uber.
Yeah, Mixup goes 3 down. If kick this Uber back in, I feel like they'll get their spawns in time, but they elect to just wait for everybody to be up, which is probably the better choice here.
Yeah, I think this is safer this way. I mean, they're still going to have the Uber advantage for quite a long time. And actually, Banny and the Heavy really close to choke here. I think their timing is, they could have done it right there and just gone into them. Now there's a bit of distance, but this Heavy's going to get caught out for sure. There's no support at all.
And Shrew drops to a sticky trap.
So, well, we were talking about being trigger happy with Ubers, and,
Well, that had nothing to do with knowing to pop. It's just a poor job checking for stickies by Mixup.
Yeah, but I mean, I really have to criticize everybody involved in that decision because they saw Banny really close to choke very clearly and were fighting him. What could he possibly leave behind there that they would have to worry about when they pushed in? I mean, come on, really?
Yeah, your thought process can be, well, Banny's making a massive mistake here, but, it's generally a good idea to not assume somebody's playing badly, especially when it's Banny.
Yeah. So we see them get punished for that. Quantic gets an Uber advantage again. Some stickies get rocket jumped onto Shade, so a little bad luck for him there, but they don't get dead. And Uber comes out, forces Mix-Up.
Nice job by Mix-Up. Nice job by Mix-Up, forcing it and then getting out without taking any deaths. Oh, except Moose goes down here, but the clockwork, but that was away from the Uber.
Yeah, a lot of damage on Tyrone at the end of that Uber, but he dishes it back out onto Smacka, so that's gonna...
And Mix-Up needs to be really careful here. They have the advantage. They don't want to throw away people to make them unable to push.
Yeah, I'm just a little okay, there we go. Now we have a buff on Smack. I was just a little concerned if they were going to push without buffs on anybody. Now they're taking a lot of ground, holding the Uber pretty long. They get forced by the bombing soldier. That's okay. So they're just going to take this point back from the looks of it. Or maybe they're going to overcommit into lobby and not cap. That's another possibility.
This is a mistake. Just cap it and then try to make quantic. Excuse me. Have a poor Uber trying to retake it.
Yeah, although they do get it, the scouts managed to come in.
I would suicide one person right here. Good job.
Plat's on him. Plat's on him.
Nice job by Platinum.
Here comes the scout, actually. Nice follow-up.
That was too many people. It would have been nice for just Platinum to attempt that and then keep everybody else alive to prevent the repush.
I don't know. I'm not sure I mind Enigma going in after Plat already got that full rocket on him. It was easy to make him pop there, and now they can just wait for... I mean, they have the advantage again. I think they're going to lose the point because they did go too many down, but, you know, I don't know.
Well, if they're in the exact same position they were previously, only with a slightly smaller Uber advantage than they have had in their last couple pushes, but an Uber advantage nonetheless that they will take in as long as people stop taking damage and manage to get buffed.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good now, so they're moving ahead. There's a trap in the cone. This time it misses. So here's the pop, but Plat actually gets dropped through just barely out of range.
He forced that Uber and then still managed to get out on top without taking too many hits.
Well, the Uber actually never got onto Plat. He was just slightly too far, like literally one step too far forward for the beam to reconnect, and he didn't pop before the jump, so there's no flash. And that pretty much is worse than having no Uber at all.
Yeah, but again, a very nice job by Dave AC, not only forcing that Uber, but staying alive afterwards.
Yeah, so some good roamer play there, opening the door for Quantic to take back mid. They don't have any Uber advantage, but I mean, a midpoint off of a disadvantage is nothing to complain about.
And this is the type of situation that could lead to a stalemate where the Ubers are even and no team really has too much incentive to try to do much.
Yeah, let me check the score real quick here. It's tied 3-3 now, so nobody really has any motivation for killing the clock. Whoa.
Quantic with a flank push, and they actually managed to force the defending Uber first, so a nice job by Quantic there.
Yeah, Tyrone just jumped up and laid some rockets onto Platinum, and Shrew had to pop there. But we're going to see how the end of this push turns out. I mean, Plat picked up a frag on the roamer pretty easily. Vanny has position on point, but there's no support. Only Clockwork left jumping around. He kills Smacka before he goes down, but I think Mixup can... Nope, they can't clean it up. Vanny's just going to pipe him to death. Never mind.
That was amazing by Vanny. They were at a slight numbers disadvantage, but just by himself, he managed to keep all those fragging classes nowhere near him.
Yeah, credit goes to Clockwork too, actually jumping around and killing Smacka with 23 life himself. So
yeah, Clockwork pulled them all back into their lobby and allowed Vanny to just take position on that door and not let them out.
So the dynamic duo there doing some work and putting Quantic in a great position for push on to last. Sizer opting to play as heavy, so we'll probably just see a committed push here. And that's the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh no, now they're gonna bleed people. Like still trying to go in.
No, that was a nice job. They forced the enemy Uber and got out.
I'm not so sure I agree with you.
They still managed to drop 2 other people. The scouts forced the Uber and got out, but I don't understand what happened with the rest of Quantic, how they managed to die.
Well, oh man. When you like pop too late on a sticky trap that you can see and then your soldier dies, like I would have just like flashed the Uber on a soldier and backed up. But they Ugh.
Yeah, what I can see happening was that they said that they dropped Tyrone, and then maybe Dave AC took it upon himself to try to force the Uber at that point, whereas Shade flashed the scouts to go force the Uber. So they had too many people in there trying to force the Uber.
Yeah, a bit of a miscue. Maybe Shade not quite knowing how fast Tyrone was going to go forward, and then the team not quite knowing how to react to losing their pocket at the start of a push. Smack a nice trap onto Dave AC, and now an Uber exchange across two. Actually, really good flashes from Shrew there. Blocked a lot of damage, but Platt gets caught out at the end of the Uber.
Mixup still did a lot more damage during that Uber than Quantic did. Banny got taken down quite low by Platinum, and then gets cleaned up.
Yeah, now it's just Tyrone versus the world, and he's got 30 health in lobby. He kills Smacka, that's a good thing, but he's gonna do an equalizer attack and get needled because he has no life.
Apparently people want to kill Tyrone so badly that there's, not cap the point.
Capping's overrated. I mean, who wants to push this last anyways? Like, that's no fun.
Yeah. The key point is to make Tyrone's stats slightly worse, and then he gets enraged at his bad stats.
That's the strat they're running?
Apparently.
Alright. So let's take a look at the off classes while we're sitting around. I thought I saw a heavy, but looks like that might have been Dave and he might have switched back. Now we have Sizer on Engie. No off classes from Mixup. They did opt for a lot of Relic Suicide. Oh, never mind. They have a big Uber advantage.
And Quantic's doing some massive posturing here, going in to force their Uber without having it.
Well, they get a lot of damage onto Smacka, so that works out. But now Shade is doing his best to dodge around.
Sizer swaps to heavy after his sentry gun's down, and that's really probably the most frustrating thing in the world to deal with. He had to already waste 2 rockets to take down that sentry gun, and then he just swaps to heavy and spawn and comes out with 300 HP that you gotta take care of before you can cap.
Yeah, I actually ended up following around Shade on that push, and he ended up going through to the lobby and coming back into his last. Well, I think 2 people were chasing him, and then baited them into a soldier, so nice play from him there. No Uber, but doing some work. And I'm not so...
I think Relic was trying to force that Uber, but he didn't get anywhere near Shade. And Quantic keeps his advantage to take 2.
Yeah, they popped through the choke. I guess it was trapped, so that's okay, but the combo's a long way away. Banny says, I don't care if you're a long way away, I'm just going to sticky jump on you and gets a kill. Tyrone now gets to do a DM fight in lobby, but...
Quantic can chase this if they only leave one scout the cap. They have the numbers to take this fight into last.
The thing is, Shrew's going to get Uber in 4 seconds, so Shade has to make sure he doesn't get stuck in here. Although it wouldn't be bad
Shade,
just to get the Uber.
Nice job by Shade, just letting the soldiers do their thing and just getting out. But he seems to be coming back in slightly, which is probably a mistake.
Yeah, he can't die here. He's back out in the yard now, and Banny and Clockwork are still up.
He was never in a position that was unrecoverable from. So good job by Shade to, buff the people who potentially could go in. Well, never mind. I take that all back. Shade stays way too far out after the fact and gets jumped on and killed. While Mixup's recapping too.
Yeah, I think they were trying to delay for their spawns there because Clockwork ran right into them and Banny was spamming, but that just gave Relic an opportunity to jump on their faces and say, well, you may have spawns coming, but it's still 6v3, so, we're going to punish you for that, and that's exactly what happened. So, another error by Quantic leading to a mid-loss, and an Uber advantage that's going to allow Mixup to take this push immediately onto 2.
So a lot of miscues from both teams' combo and medic positioning leading to several dropped Ubers and medics dying when they don't need to has sort of been the theme of this game.
Sizer comes up with a surprise spy and gives Smacka a knife to the back, but that's the only action that Quantic's going to be seeing on this push. They did get the Uber out, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mixup opted for a suicide here. Here it comes, Enigma and Relic going in. Relic gets it. Nope. There was just a big explosion.
Shade did not have it to pop, and it may have been more fortunate for him that he didn't have it, because he surely would have popped there on that jump by Relic if he had it.
Yeah, now Quantic able to push out to 2. Maybe Mixup's suiciding. I don't know, it's hard to say.
They're suiciding too early, I feel. It's almost guaranteed to be able to force that pop as they're coming out. I don't see any reason to try to go through all those chokes into their base.
Well, I feel like they were doing it off the picks they had. never mind that. Here's an Uber exchange on choke. Scout running past to force Shade to flash around, but quantic's just gonna come on through to mid, and both demos dying.
Platinum is going down on all these Ubers, and he can't be happy about that.
Yeah, I know the style he wants to play is just a very strong 300 health pocket that takes the Ubers and gets a lot of kills, but if you can't take the Ubers, then you can't get the kills.
And that's something that's true and that we're going to have to work on throughout this season. You know, it's likely to get better the longer they play with each other.
Yeah. That's kind of maybe a reason for the why we're seeing this game go the way it is just both medics, you know, haven't played with their teams for more than a few weeks. I think in Shade's case, this might be his maybe second match with Quantic this season. I mean, they played together in the past, sure, but, you know, it takes a while to knock the rust off.
That's right. And I think Tyrone's been playing more aggressive this season as well, from what I've noticed. So here comes Quantic with their next Uber push through the choke. They get forced without being able to find Mixup's combo, who are just sitting there at choke.
Yeah, and in fact, that was Shade getting juggled by some rollers as he came in. It didn't let him Uber Tyrone in time, so Tyrone was 20 health when he got the Uber popped on him. When he jumped on the combo, he didn't have another flash, and you know, a 70 HP soldier on the combo is nothing to be afraid of. But a little bit
it still goes Quantic's way. Did Mixup just over-pursue there after the Uber, trying to get some kills?
I'm afraid I missed whatever happened, and I missed whatever happened on the stream, so I'm not sure, but now Quantic probably just gonna spam. Defiance tells me Shrew got dead on, so I guess Banny did the follow-up onto Tyrone's jump there.
Savior. It seems like whenever EMG has a situation where they could come out at a disadvantage, Banny just brings them right back into it.
Well, that's what you can expect from the best demo in probably North America. Well, definitely North America. Maybe Europe too, I'm not sure.
And now Mixup loses 2 people without forcing the Uber. This really should be an easy cap. They don't have enough time to off-class even.
Here's Relic coming out as heavy. Again, he has no buff. Shrew trying to...
The Uber kills almost nobody.
Well, they got Shrew and Relic. That might do it. Banny is still up. Here's the thing. What can Banny do? He can pipe a lot of people. Look at these pipes. 3 in a row.
Banny, wow.
Now it's just Banny versus Enigma.
There's an overbuff scout coming in. They really should have this.
Oh my god.
They're going to regret not having that cap.
So they just got bannied.
Yeah, once again, Quantic really should have had that. They didn't do much damage during that Uber. I felt like Tyrone overcommitted onto the medic, which he really didn't. Shrew was not close to Uber at all. Tyrone could have just focused on the heavy.
He did have 85. I don't know. Maybe they could have killed the heavy first, then the medic. But in any case, it all worked out for them. So there goes another mid. Really, really low health on mix-up, but a slight numbers advantage. So if they can just play this a little bit longer, they can probably manage to take this cap, and Quantic just going to opt to give it to them from the looks of it.
So was that bad focus from Quantic, or did Mixup just do a nice job riding the damage they took away?
I think they just managed to surf it away well enough, because I was watching Banny's POV, and I didn't really see, like, he couldn't finish anybody, so... with the amount of frags that went on, I mean, they ended up with just Banny, Tyrone, and Shade left alive, so it was difficult for them to actually chase into the enemy team to get any kills. With Smack It Down, I think they could have spammed it a little longer, but, you know, this is okay too. They kept their Uber, they kept it safe, and now there's an exchange at choke that I just caught as it ended.
Platinum manages to take almost no damage there, going behind Quantic with his Uber off. And then Quantic went after Platinum, and he just jumped right back into choke with all his friends, and they cleaned up the guys he damaged. So very nice job by Platinum there, making something out of nothing with that Uber.
Yeah, he makes it happen, and actually, wow, Platinum stayed on 2, and Enigma ran ahead to last before the ridiculous gullywash last spawns could kick in, and he gets the cap. So I didn't think they could end that round after Clockwork dropped Shrew, but apparently Soldier capping 2 and Scout capping last is the way to go.
Yeah, that was well played by Enigma.
Okay,
There was almost
there's
no
42
risk,
seconds
no risk
left.
to doing that.
42 seconds left, and it's 4-4. I don't think it's actually possible to cap in 42 seconds. Unless you get, like, completely aced with nobody down.
Let's see. Maybe Enigma can make it happen again.
Yeah, this is just a
He
question.
needs to just stop shooting that medic and go cap 2.
Yeah, they have no progress on mid. Platt's going to last already, but they spawns in 3 seconds.
Yeah, they need to send the scouts to last.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna
the
happen.
spawns are up. This really should not be able to happen.
Platt's
They
oh.
didn't notice Platinum, and he does a grenade taunt on the point.
Yeah, I guess he knew that he was watching the time. There wasn't enough. But I don't know if they would have got that anyways. But you know, yeah, certainly a good round for mix-up. So they might just ride the mid that they just played into a win in this golden cap here, I guess. Yeah, we're in overtime.
So I've had the fortune of casting 2 very good gullywash games. Very few stalemates, lots of caps.
Apparently you need to cast more matches, because I've never seen gullywash like this before, so this must be the factor that determines.
So do you think that this comes from teams just getting more experience playing gullywash? It's been in for several seasons now, and teams have had a chance to revise their strategies pushing last.
I'm not sure if it's just gullywash in particular, but I feel like this season of Invite, although we saw it kind of in the IM match as well, but this season of Invite, like the teams feel a bit stronger to me. The top teams feel a bit stronger to me than they have been in the past. So I think the game is just stepping up a little bit, and they're realizing what they can get away with in terms of aggression, and it's a lot more than you know, waiting a long time for bombs. They can make a lot more happen, and at the same time, teams are also opting for a lot more pushes out of last, which keeps things going quickly, and I like to see that.
Yeah, I agree about the top teams seeming stronger. You know, Quantic really shouldn't have taken much of a downgrade based on their roster changes from last season, yet they look slightly weaker compared to teams like Flow and Bro.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of was getting the feeling that Quantic was playing weaker, but maybe you're right. Maybe it's just the strength of the other teams showing that Quantic, you know, they were the best, and maybe they stayed similar to how they were, but they're just not quite doing as well in comparison to their tough competition.
So we're getting ready for another mid-fight. Enigma going down quite quickly, and everybody else on mix-up is low. Yet Quantic seems to over-pursue slightly, trying to finish off the weakened people.
Platinum actually snapped an air shot onto the jumping soldier. I think that was Dave, and then proceeded to land another few nice rockets. So good job from him turning a bad situation into a good one. And Quantic getting a little over-eager and just running into Platinum's rockets and getting eaten up.
The control point is being contested.
That's when you know you have a good pocket soldier, when they can turn around those situations that it's really hard to do if you're not a TLR or a Platinum.
Yeah, those are pretty much the two names, eh?
I heard a spy on Cloak, and yeah, Mix-Up heard it too. And so they have Uber advantage and 2 picks, and they're gonna really regret it if they do not make this push work.
Yeah, here comes Platinum.
This is their chance to just end the game immediately.
They took almost the entire Uber, just killing Shade there, so nice job from him, but yeah, there's Quantic with a huge amount of frags. Can Platinum do some magic? No, he can't. So good.
I feel that's a massive mistake. There is no reason to target Shade there.
The only thing I can see happening is if they didn't understand the charge advantage, I think they might have thought he was closer, but he was only at like 60, so they could have just been killing somebody like Vanny or Tyrone, and instead they opted for Shade, who did a good job of baiting out the damage and taking a really long time to die.
Even if he does get that Uber later in the push, if you take out 3 of the fragging classes, that Uber is not going to do anything.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, they came close, but now it's Quantic's turn to roll it back. This is a little scary because it, you know, the spawn advantage is still on Mix-Up's side, and it was even numbers on this mid, and that's kind of what's showing here with the soldiers from Mix-Up killing absolutely everybody.
Wow. Do you think Quantic was trying to take advantage of that momentum they had going there? They just stopped that push that should have worked. And maybe they were trying to ride that a little bit into middle.
Yeah, I feel like they were kind of pushing off an advantage that wasn't there. I mean, like, it was even, so they're trying to make it happen, but it's tough to make that push into mid work. To Tyron's credit, right after I switched off his POV, he managed to make a jump onto Shrew that even the charges again, but Mixup has another chance to execute this last push.
A potential round saver, though, you know, an Uber advantage hasn't shown to be to mean all that much coming into this last.
Yeah, well, apparently, not if it takes too long to kill the medic in any case, or you know, you don't kill the people with the guns and the shooting.
So Quantic's Uber advantage is too little to do anything, but you know, I would like to see them peek up and you know just take a look to see if Mixup's slightly out of position, which they shouldn't be because they're not bad.
Yeah. They finished building it. Looks like, yeah, Tyrone peeking the door a little bit, but he doesn't really want to go forward because he doesn't know. They haven't had vision on Smacka for a long time. They don't know where the sticks are, so they're just going to play it safe. They're going to wait for whatever Mixup decides to do, and I think that'll be a push given that Moose is right now on heavy sitting in bottom lobby.
So Mixup not really seeming to take much of a lesson from their bro game. You know, their most successful pushes were when Relic managed to force a pop. And instead, they're just electing to go in without an advantage, and Smacka goes down. We'll see if Quantic can take back 2 off this.
Yeah, the Uber wasn't terrible, but in the meantime, the rest of their team kind of just getting caught. So nice play from Dave to push up. And now, actually, with that many down, I don't know if the combo for Mixup can get out here in time. And indeed, Platinum just going for the medic, saying, "Well, you're dead, so maybe I can even it out." But he can't even it out. So. That death on Smacka at the hands of Dave there, as that Uber kind of faded, was fatal for them. And
yeah, very, very poor from almost all of Mixup. They lost people after Uber that wasn't good. You know, no reason for them to be in there. And then Drew have a chance to get out, or was he too slow, or was it just inevitable that he was going to die there?
Well, Plaid and True ended up top after the Uber, but the frags went down so fast onto Mixup that I don't think he could have backed in time. Maybe if he had run like straight out of bottom lobby, but I don't think they expected to lose all 4 of their sporting cast.
Yeah, it felt to me like they had enough time to get out, but maybe they just took a poor route, and that's what caused them to not be able to make it.
Yeah, it could be. Now Mixup kiting back in the face of Quantic's Uber.
Nice job by Quantic. Very nice. They didn't... Oh,
okay,
never
there
mind.
They popped. They almost
every
did
time
pop.
I compliment Shade for doing something, he just goes ahead and says, screw you, you know, your casting's not that good. I'm going to make you look bad.
Yeah, and actually, oh my god, Quantic overextending, like, since the day the word was defined.
Very nice job by Quantic not popping. They get 2 for free, and instead, they don't even cap 2.
Yeah, I don't like, they popped and then they felt the need to chase through, but, man, I don't know, man.
That's very... Whichever team loses this is going to be looking back on the decisions they made during this round and shaking their heads.
Yeah, here comes Sizer. Has a chance on the medic. He was uncloaked at distance, but he gets healed, so they know he's there now.
They realize it. That's not going to work twice.
I don't think it even worked once.